Hello and welcome to Hamilton the Podcast. I'm Vinton Bain, and Robbie is not with me because this is not a full-length episode. As you might recall, we were taking a 2-week break, and this is the last week of that. Next week we'll be back with our PBS documentary coverage, but I wanted to come in real quick and tell you about the other shows on the Graphomania Podcast Network, in case you miss us and want some more podcasts to listen to. Remember, we also have the Patreon exclusive up, plus other exclusives up on the Patreon website, so check that out, patreon.com/Graphocast. But if you wanted to check out some of our other shows on the Graphomania Podcast Network, we have a few. We have Read Brave Comics, which is a comic book podcast that I host along with my friends Corey and Scout, and it's a community-built podcast with segments from tons of different people about tons of different subjects, all comic book related. We also have Hancock Creative, which was our first show here at Graphomania. This is a show that encourages people in their creativity, and even if you don't think you're a creative person, it encourages you to think otherwise and be creative and live your most creative life. I host that show with my in-laws, and they're wonderful people with a desire to encourage, so I encourage you to listen to it. Lastly, we have Botchcast, which is a tabletop role-playing podcast, which is a joint venture between Graphomania and Common Room Radio, where we get together and play role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons. So far, the only game that we've done is one that we like to call Earth 405, where Joshua Unruh from the Okie Geek and Girl Splain podcast leads us on a game of Marvel superheroes, where I get to play Spider-Man. Dream come true. Also, Hamilton host Robbie gets to play Quicksilver, so that's awesome. We've recorded quite a few episodes of that, telling that story. Basically, if you're not familiar with the idea of tabletop role-playing, just think of it as community storytelling. We all sit around the table and tell a story together. So check that out. It's really fun. I enjoy it. And all of these shows are available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and mostly on YouTube as well. You can also find them on our website, graphocast.com, graphocast.com. So plenty of options to check them out. We miss all of you, and we can't wait to record our next episode, so we hope you'll all return next week for our talk on the PBS documentary about Hamilton. Remember, if you'd like to get into contact with us, email us, contact@graphocast.com. On Twitter, we're @Graphocast. Personally, I'm @FleshEater, and Robbie is @Alpha Knight. See you next week. This has been a Graphomania production. If you would like to hear more podcasts, go to graphocast.com, graphocast.com. Follow us on Twitter @Graphocast and like the Graphomania page on Facebook for news and updates.